All right. Well, here we are for the 2025 Marketing Priority Playbook for landscape, hardscape, and outdoor living contractors. My name is Josh Blakely. I am the owner, CEO of Landscape and Hardscape Contractor Marketing. And our webinar topic today really came out of conversations I was having with other contractors in the industry, and particularly a friend of mine was asking. He'd just recently gotten his contractor's license, and just asking, what is the marketing strategy, or what steps should I take in my business? He really built up his business so far, more in the handyman space, and now was moving into this. So I told him I was going to put this together, and we're going to put together a guide to go along with this as well. But to start with, just wanted to share, that's where this came from. And today we're going to be diving into a full strategy roadmap that's relevant for 2025 for businesses of different stages, on our recommendations around what they should be doing, which platforms they should be doing it on, which type of marketing strategies are working best, which are your foundational steps, and just really diving into that. So wherever you're at in your business journey, you have a playbook, you have a checklist to check off the things you're doing, and then a checklist to see, okay, well, that's something I need to look into a little bit more. So before we dive into that, just a little bit about us. These strategies for this playbook is based off what we use for our clients. So it really falls into three main categories here: driving leads to the business, and then maximizing what's happening when those leads are coming through, and then optimizing things and looking to improve return on investment, and pulling the levers there to make it more profitable for running the business here. Now, today, our marketing strategy here, a lot of this is going to be covering the drive leads, but it flows into the maximize conversion, optimize results components there as well. And this falls under what we call digital dominance, a method here. And this is made up of various online marketing strategies, including things like repeat referral business, and pulling this all together so that you've got multi-channel approach to be bringing in consistent, predictable, high intent jobs and inquiries for your business. So having said that, let's dive into a little bit about the must know 2025 updates. As I said, this is a general plan, and this is what we're seeing now for 2025, what that roadmap is. Though some of these are just really core, great business acumen that you should be doing, and maybe you're already doing it as well. So again, some of it might not be totally new, but short form video is definitely a newer area here. So we're going to be diving into that. AI search is obviously very, very relevant. So we'll be looking at that as well. Paid ad strategies, paid ads have been around for quite a while. So we're going to get into some more specifics of that. And then just the marketing mistakes to avoid. We're going to go through a section there on, what to look out for. So while we're running through this, I'm just going to ask for your full attention. Participation is great. If you've got questions, please put them in the chat. If you've got anything that's worked for you and your business, please do share. Love hearing what people have implemented, or what they're seeing just isn't kind of working, or if they're seeing the same type of thing from the ground that we're seeing from our marketing strategy and our conversations with our clients. So why listen to me? So a little bit about us. Our marketing agency, we're in the green industry, so we're members of the Arizona and the California Landscape Contractors Association, and we're always looking to better ourselves as well. So we're a part of masterminds, mentoring groups, one of which is called Seven Figure Agency, all about just lifting the standards and the levels of what marketing agencies do for businesses there. So there's some of the businesses we're involved in, organizations there. I've also released a book called Backyard Empire, which is just an outline of the strategies we use that have generated growth, return on investment, and scaled up clients that we've worked with. So you can get a free copy at backyardempirebook.com. But really, this is what we do. This is our core business, is to make sure that we are helping businesses grow, and that we are trusted in the industry. We have a reputation for delivering results and for helping our clients. Ideally, at the end of the day, that's what we want. We value relationships with the people we work with, and that is the ultimate goal for our business. So, some of our valued clients all across the US, and here we go. Let's dive into this. So, what I've done, I've actually broken this up into steps. There's 16 steps in total. We're going to be going through. There's a general overview, and then there's going to be the action steps. So there'll obviously be a replay of this if you're watching back. But we're going to release a guide to put out there as well. But feel free to take screenshots or something like that as you go if you want to take a look at the checklist. Otherwise, let's dive into it. So, starting with the foundation. This is absolutely key. You got to get the foundation right. And again, the brand basics. There's some really basic stuff here, but you'd be surprised. I speak to business owners, and look, we have people on our email list, and when I get into the email side of things, there are a lot of you still using just personal Gmails for your businesses. So, I mean, before we get to that, let's just talk about really bare bones, basic side of things. And if you've been in business a long time, these things can be in place. But I've spoken to business owners who've been in business for years and years, and sometimes still things are not consistent. And what I'd say, your business name needs to be consistent. So maybe you've done a rebrand in the past, or maybe you've brought in new services and you've adjusted your name. You've got to make sure that that is shown in the most recent up to date form across everywhere online, but also on your graphic design branding, both physical and digital there. So just at the core of it, there, make sure you've spent some time really making sure that that branding is built out there, and then coming to the email side of things. Move into using a professional email that's using the domain of your website. A personal Gmail, yeah, it's convenient, it's free, but you know you can set this up for Google Workspace. I mean, we use Google Workspace. There's one you can do. It's probably like $15 a user or so. But those platforms will just allow you to set this up pretty quickly as well. But instantly, the level of professionalism that people see, even if they might not say it, just unconsciously, having a domain specific email. I still see vehicles driving around all the time with a personal Gmail. The contractors are really the biggest one, and just get that email in place. And before you print anything, make sure you've got that set up so you don't need to change anything there as well. And of course, brand is key. Customers remember and trust you when you have a strong brand, consistent brand across the board. So step one there, action items, make sure you've got logo and brand colors identified. Work with someone who's going to do, if you're serious about your brand, spend some time with a branding expert or someone to do that. If you don't have much cash to start with, there's a lot of great AI tools out there that can actually just help you get to a basic level. But professional is definitely best there. Set up your email. I recommend Google Workspace, and then get some designed branding for your vehicle or vehicles. The full high end side of things. You're getting it professionally wrapped. You're doing everything there. The basic end, you're using like the magnetic um, badges and things you can put on that too. But even with professional branding, there you're still going to be pushing yourself ahead. So that's step one, the foundation of things. Now let's go into step two, which is maximizing what you've got in your hand. And I said at the start of this when I was talking to my friend, he built his business on word of mouth, referrals, people just giving him work based on what he'd done. But you can go a lot further with your job maximization. So again, you need the foundation in place for this, but get yard signs, get banners made up to put them out on your job sites when you're out working. Get some door hangers made. Go out into the neighborhood, go out and introduce yourself to the neighbors, just explain the project you're doing, just talk through, hey, I hope it's not making too much noise, or if there's anything, any concerns or anything, here's my card, here's my number, or give them the door hanger. But just that personal touch. Now they're obviously seeing your branding, but now they're putting a face to the business there, and you from one job, hey, I mean, it really is sky's the limit for how many houses you want to go and walk through on the neighborhood personally. But there is opportunity everywhere when you're doing this type of thing here, and you've got lead generation that can come out of this as well, and you're already there. So you've already spent the time and gas to get to the location. Maximize it, make it count. So a couple action items here. Again, get some branded flyers, get some branded physical collateral made up, whether that's a brochure, business cards, the yard signs, banners, door hangers, those types of things. Get that designed professionally, get that printed, and bring that along with you. If you need to talk to your crew, if people in your crew are going out and having those conversations, do that, and then track, put tracking in place for that. Ask, make sure you're asking people when they come through to you, whether they're calling, where did they come from, or hey, so and so, I saw you working on their backyard, that's why I called. That's a good indication to kind of figure out, hey, what's working for maximizing things there. All right. Step three. I'm going to take a moment here for a drink. Hopefully, you've had a chance to look at those checklists and just decide on, hey, is there a couple of things there we could implement? Step three is all about making sure that you have content for everything that you're doing. Uh, and you can create content about the story of your business, the background, content about your team members, and that type of thing. Testimonials. We're going to dive into that even more. But let's just talk. While you're actually on the job site, before, during, after. The three core components that you want to make sure that you're collecting photos from, video from there as well. Our phone's so powerful. You can get some really good quality content from just your phones as well. But then you can move into the higher end of things and do drone shots, so pro photography and things like that there as well. So really, wherever you're at on the spectrum of investing into the video photography side of things, there's a place there that everyone can implement this. And look, the core of this, once you have this content collected, documented, organized, you can use this in every single channel of marketing in the future, whether it's physical, whether it's digital as well. So make sure you put this in place. Put this into your systems that this is getting done. And our recommendation here is create a checklist of the types of shots or the types of moments that you want to capture on the job, and pull together some video testimonial questions. Once the job is done, do an interview with your client, and put together some questions about why. Get them to talk through the emotional reasons why, and the emotional benefits then of once the project's completed. Get them to talk about why they chose you, because they're probably then going to go into explaining they looked at other companies, because most people are going to be getting bids from multiple contractors, and they're going to be that word of mouth, those next words they speak are going to be perfect for you to actually use in marketing, because they're going to explain why they decided to go with you over another company. And obviously, there's various reasons there. Some are better for marketing than others, but peace of mind, reliability, those are all really great things. Quality work, all of that is fantastic to have put out there for your marketing there as well. And if you're not already using it, use a cloud drive. We use Google Drive. Again, if you're paying for Google Workspace for email, you get the Google Drive access. But organize it. Organize out your projects there. Make sure you have dates and things like that in there too. And start doing this immediately if you're not already doing some content building. All right. Now we're moving into the review side of things. So step 4 is making sure that now you're asking for reviews. Now, there's automation, there's things you can do to follow up on getting reviews, but people in person will always going to respond better to asking for a review because you've got them in the moment. Like everyone is busy, everyone's busy running their lives doing that. So if you're in the moment, asking them for the reviews, you can text them the review right there in person. You can get the NFC cards. You hold up, you program it with your Google review and do that. There's a few different ways you can do it in person, but you're just going to get a much higher success rate, and it's top of mind. So you're just going to get things put together in that moment there. And even if you have to help them with what they can say for the review, detail out the services you provided, the materials you used, the products you used. All those types of things are great to put into the review for that there as well. And then with a CRM, you can then put things in place to automate SMS, email follow up for that review request if you didn't get that from in them in the moment. So really, reviews, as we'll get to some more AI stuff here, but AI search is scanning reviews now all across the internet. So your Google business profile has always been really important there as well. But where you can get people to leave these reviews on your other platforms, which I do have some more strategies to share on that in some of the later slides there as well. But first first action steps here: put together a script on how you ask people reviews for reviews and the questions to ask, and prompt them. You can tell them, hey, it'd be really helpful if you talked about the patio, outdoor kitchen, and the retaining wall. If you can mention those in the review, those are great SEO ranking signals there, and do things like that. If they can mention their location, general neighborhood, that's fantastic there as well. And make it easy. Prepare a spreadsheet or a document with just all of your direct review links there. So at any point, you or anyone in your team, people can just reference what those links are, and in a moment, you have it accessed on your phone or wherever, just to give to people when that moment's right. Again, to get there before you need to use the automated side of things. Training team, training office staff, whoever needs to be doing that, speaking to customers, again, follow that script, use that one there, and be tracking this with the CRM. You can track which of your customers have actually left a review, which ones have been asked for reviews but haven't been left, etc., etc. Then you can actually track and measure how your outreach is going for review requests. All right. Moving on to step 5. This is all about the digital foundation and how to get found online. Now, there is some more details to really a lot of these other sections. Now we're moving into more of the digital space. A lot of these I've done webinars on specific topics. So, after this, take a look at our YouTube channel, search through that there, subscribe, like the videos there, but there are reviews, there are webinars rather for specific topics. So if any of these particular steps stick out to you as something that that you need to implement, I I go into much more detail on those ones here. So this is more of the marketing plan, but your Google business profile still is, probably always will be. Google's still dominant factor on online search. Um, Getting this up and going, making sure it's optimized, making sure you are regularly adding content to that. So, number one, make sure you've got that set up as your digital foundation. Make sure you get a phone number that can track your calls. You want to be making sure you're measuring that. And now with AI and things like that, you can be using AI to analyze what's happening on the call and give you sales feedback, give anyone on your team feedback, or get summaries of what's happening. So much quicker now. So there's a lot of benefits to that. Really make sure you have a full, your documented outline of your business description. So services you're providing, the areas you're servicing them there too. But go a little deeper and talk through as a business, talk through as a team. What makes you unique. So for those of you watching, feel free to put some things on the chat if you've identified some of this in your business as well. But years in business is a big one. The awards you've won, the associations, products you've used, showcases, features you've had. Have you been featured in a magazine? Have you spoken at a conference or something like that? Really spend some time putting that together, because that again can be used on your marketing, particularly your website where you have a lot more space to do this. But you can incorporate the really key parts of that into business descriptions as well. And then last step there is set up the profiles then on all the other major platforms. So again, take a look at some of my previous webinars where I go into detail there, or in my book I really go through that too. But really, wherever there's a social media platform, wherever there's a directory, be it local or industry specific, make sure you get your business on there. Some of them are paid to do that. A lot of them are. A lot of them are just got to take the time to go and set them up. And again, you write down the login, email, passwords, all that type of thing. So you've got all that together. So your checklist there is with your Google Business Profile. You, there's a few things happening here. Google has been wanting to make sure that businesses are listed correctly online. But what we've always seen for a local SEO is having your business address featured online just means your business shows more, and it is definitely a benefit for a business in SEO. So you can also tailor your where you want that sphere of influence for the Google Business Profile. It's like an antenna on the map. So if you want to get more business from a certain area, and it does depend on what area you're servicing, how dense it is, how much there is in terms of other competition. But by being strategic, by picking a business address, and this can just be a very cheap, office space you can get. But you can be strategic with your Google Business Profile there in terms of the area that you're wanting to target there. So there's a whole bunch of strategy around that. Happy to chat to anyone who wants to talk offline further about that side of things there too. But get that in place, get the Google Business Profile up, get your phone number done with the tracking, and put together your business descriptions with your listings. Next, a little bit more, as we have time to dive into this as well, is your Google Business Profile, as I've talked through as well. Other key things to look at optimizing this is let's talk about your business hours, for instance. So, your business hours, probably about a year and a half ago now, 2 years, the 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 ranking, or how often Google Business Profile showed up, how often you started showing up above competitors, started to be influenced by your opening hours. And really, essentially, if a business was not open, let's say it's 7:30 a.m. And someone is searching, if your business hours was set to 8 o'clock, but you had competitors who theirs is set to 7, your competitors are going to start showing up more. So for business hours, always recommend that you make that as long as possible. If you make it 24 hours, be prepared that, sometimes Google has automated systems calling. And if you have a call answering service, or maybe you have a voice AI or something answering that, it can help you there. But just make sure it's realistic. Or if you're going to answer the call at 2 a.m., there's another option for you as well. But that's the key factor there as well. And another really key thing, we've talked about reviews in the other slides there. Your Google Business Profile, really, of all the profiles, should be priority for reviews, because it's going to reflect people reaching out to you more on that channel. And also, if you're running Google Local Services ads, that's connected in with your Google Business Profile now. So it makes people more likely to click through to the business through the local services ads, because on that the actual reviews show. And I did a whole webinar on local services ads as well. So go and check that one out. Okay. Claim your Google business profile. A lot of them have been getting suspended recently too. So it is a real pain. I know if you've been through that, you know how painful it is to deal with that. Um, but do everything possible you can. If you're really stuck, reach out to me. We've got some good strategies there. But if it's become suspended or you need to re-verify it, if it's again in Office now, Google wants you most cases to go on with a video and actually film it and show that to them. But again, as I talked about, it's well worth it when you can strategically position where you are. Make sure you've got good quality content on there. You can do photos, you can do videos. Make sure you've got at least 20 on there to start with. There's a section to fill out the services and put a description in. Go and do that for all of the services as well. And then post. Put Google posts up there, offers, updates, all of those types of things. Now, projects completed, services you're providing, a team posts. There's lots of different content you can put out on your Google business profile. All right, we're getting through it. So six of 16 there. So now let's take a look at step 7, which is all about your website. In my SEO webinar, I go into a lot more detail about this, but core things with the website, make sure it's a conversion focused website. So a professional design with easy options for people to call your business and navigate is key. But it also needs to be SEO optimized. So, there are lots of things that need to be done the right way, structuring sites for SEO. Make sure you put a focus on doing that. And put some project galleries on the site, but not just the gallery. Most common thing I see on websites with galleries is just they have a gallery page and it's just a whole bunch of photos. But take the time, build out pages, case studies, showcasing the specific projects you've done, tell the story. If you can get, a video, if you put a video up on YouTube about the project, embed that on that specific page. Those are all great ranking factors because people spend more time looking at those pages when they've got that detail, and time on page is a ranking factor for SEO. Make sure you have forms, easy for people to contact you, but make sure the form is connected to a CRM. So there's some automated follow up that comes through with that. At the very least, if your business hours are open a lot, after they submit the form, tell them, hey, call us. We're available for the quickest service, and then that's the way you can get the form submitters to actually call you in the moment, and then you've got that inbound call lead as well. And of course, you've got to be mobile friendly, guys. I think the statistic now is upwards of 70% of the people are using their phone to browse. So you've got to make sure that everything is functional, looks great on the phone there as well. So steps there: audit your current website for mobile friendliness. Make sure a clear call to action. We're talking about clear call button. Very very it should be sticking up the top of the site in most cases, so people can do that. Or there's some other configurations, but we prefer that. Make sure you got project case studies and implement the SEO. And of course, we're biased because we're a marketing agency. But if you need help with getting a site redesigned or redone or done, reach out. Be happy to talk through that with you. And now we're going to move on to step 8, social media that actually works. Because social media, it's not a instant lead generation service like some other channels are here as well. But if you go onto a Google search right now, there is now a little section that says short videos. And of course, what does that tell us? Now Google is prioritizing short form video. And if you go there, it's referencing Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, website content, wherever it can find really. So you've got to make sure that you're putting out social media content now. But the great thing is, if going back to the foundational stuff, if you've been documenting everything you're doing, you've got all of this together, and now all you really need to do is have someone in your team, or hire a virtual assistant. This is social media promotion is one of the best things you can start your virtual assistant doing. Get this content out there, put it out on every single of those social media platforms that you can, and then use things you can post stuff up in local Facebook groups. Again, that's something a virtual assistant can do, or someone on your team, and just tell people about the project that's been done, and just give a little bit of kind of eye candy there to show that off there as well. And the best thing here, consistent. Doesn't have to be done perfect. That's where coming back to using your phone where you can is going to be working really well for you. So, couple of action items here. Make sure, first of all, you're set up on all of these big main channels that do the short form video: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, which goes under YouTube Shorts, and LinkedIn. Put together a calendar, just an outline of when you're going to post, to help you bring in that accountability for consistency. And just start with five. Start with five short videos as a part there, and then be active in those local community groups. Um, Facebook groups are the bigger one there too, but there's things in Reddit. You have to be a little bit more careful about your promotion in Reddit, but Reddit's being referenced by AI search and on Google search, so can't help to put things up if you want to share your business. Next, we're going to move into the paid ads side of things, and the first paid ad category we're going to look at here is Google ads in particular. And really great thing with Google ads is when they're done right, when they're set up right, you've got high intent customers, because a lot of Google ads, it's really the core search Google ads and local services ads are based on what people are typing into Google to search. So local services ads are pay per lead, and then regular Google ads are pay per click. Again, I've done webinars on those specific channels there as well, but you can be very specific around targeting what the search terms are, and you work backwards from your services to determine what that is, and you get that higher intent there. When it's working properly, when it's being optimized, you can scale, you can put more ad spend into it, or you can expand service areas, expand services, and all of those things with Google Ads. So first things first, with your steps here is, set up your Google Local Services Ads profile. If you've got a verified Google Business profile with 5 or more reviews, you can do this. There's some things you need to do. You have to submit insurance, business registration, licensing, depending which state you're in, and owner and other key people need to have a background check done. But at least get your profile out there, and then you can decide on ad spend there. There are things that can be done to optimize it, but from someone who's setting this up themselves, that can be done. What I will say about Google Ads management, the standard Google Ads, is these are going to be, there's a lot more to them. It's just really easy to waste a lot of money here if you don't know what you're doing. So, decide on the strategy. Are you going to learn how to do it? Are you going to hire someone in-house, or are you going to hire a marketing agency? And, at the end of this, I'll kind of talk through some pros and cons with all of that there too. But you're going to have to decide if you want to scale through this method, what strategy you're going to employ there. And core thing here, you want to be tracking, which keywords from Google Ads actually resulted in not just a lead, but which turned into jobs, because then you can work backwards and see which keywords are the highest priority for you as well. And yeah, if something has been profitable for you and you've got the manpower and you're on a growth track, increase budget on the things that are working. Next to the paid ad strategies, your often called social media ads is your meta ads, which includes Facebook and Instagram. So really core thing here is this is a lot more in the moment, creative focused, that you've got to catch people's attention, and the visuals do that. The offers, what's written in the copy does that as well. So I'm going to start with the offer section here, but you can target the homeowners in your service area. You can do it with Google Ads as well. You can outline which neighborhoods, which radius, location, zip codes, and things like that can be used to put this together. But again, all that content that you created down the track makes great creative for this ad platform here as well. One of the key things with meta ads, again, if you don't know what you're doing with it, it's easy to kind of waste your ad spend and you can get a lot of low quality leads. So, really core thing to making meta ads work well is making sure you have a pre qualification process in place so you just don't get those random submissions. It's not like Google Ads where you have the higher search intent there as well. So, there's a little bit about running the offer focus for meta ads. Then one of the other great things you can do is, you can retarget when you have tracking in place on your website and social media. Retargeting is, once imagine, you've done it before, probably you've gone to do some online shopping and then you don't purchase, but then you're surfing the internet after that and these ads are showing up everywhere. They're in your inbox, in Gmail or whatever. Uh, Retargeting can be used both with Meta and Google ads as well, and YouTube and other things there too. But they work great on Meta because it's such a visual medium. So, a couple of action items here. If you're putting together these ads, prepare your best zip codes, neighborhoods. Prepare a list of that. Put together a list of your best looking creative photos and videos is going to be good. And then again, decide on how you're going to run these, who you're going to work with, or if you're going to do it in house or figure it out yourself. Set up retargeting. Make sure you've got tracking in place for your website and your social media profiles to be seeing who's visited, who's looked at your content, how long they've looked at your content, those types of things. And really cool thing for Meta, as we talked about, making sure that pre-qualification is in there for the leads, is you've got to make sure you have a CRM to nurture those leads when they come through. That there's follow-up systems in place there to get the most out of this system there as well. So not more of an overview on those things there too, but again, we're stepping through the methods to put it into place with your business here as you're scaling and growing. So, uh, step 11 is now actually looking at okay, what happens when you combine these things together? And the great thing is when you've got these strategies in place, you've got SEO, you've got AI search covered in that too. You're running Google ads, running Meta ads. It's not just these things are all just adding up individually, but you get this multiplier coming together here as well, and it amplifies the results. So uh, maybe someone sees your business branding on Facebook, they then search you on Google, which is a good SEO signal, and they go through there. Um, your Facebook has helped build brand awareness and pre-sell your business to them, and then the Google search and the steps after that help solidify that there as well. So trust, trust and recognition are so important, and obviously out on the road, out in the suburbs, the neighborhoods, when you're doing that, is going to have that effect there as well. And there's higher end customers, people who are focused more on quality than the cost. They're going to be spending more time researching before they buy. And that's why, making sure those reviews and testimonials are in place there. And when you've got all this happening together, that's how you dominate your local market presence there. So again, a couple of reminders here. Make sure you got the consistent branding, but track your customer journey. Make sure you have a CRM that's just looking at how they've engaged with your different social media platforms and website. Make sure again that you're focused on the channel you're using, that you've got the right strategy and right messaging used for that as well. And then most people have a fairly good idea of what the competitors are doing as well. So look at what they're doing and see how can we stand out. What is more unique about what we do that we can pull together. All right. Now we're just going to talk through some more of the budget timeline side of things. here as well. So, more just the things you can do at low cost versus the things that cost. So, foundational side of things there, that's an investment you've got to make put in place, but usually it's a one-time investment. Physical marketing too, once the designs are done, one-time investment. Obviously, the printing is more ongoing. There's chunks of the digital setup that you can put together without spending money there too. But then, once you're profitable and you've got things working for you, that's where you can bring in the paid ads to do that. But the great thing with a lot of cases here with the right marketing targeted in place, one good project can pay for a lot of time of your marketing there, and focus on that return on investment, making sure you have a good profit margins and that type of thing in place rather than just a lead count coming through. Focus on the types of jobs. Now, kind of question that I do get asked and comes up in a lot of my conversations with business owners is what marketing budget to put in place. Well, I mean the SBA actually recommends um, companies less than 5 million in revenue, landscaping companies, that 7 to 8% of your annual revenue goes into marketing. And then obviously split that between physical and digital there too. But there's a guideline for you to get some numbers. But be tracking your marketing expenses, be tracking the results, the return on investment, and look at channels. Look at which channels are generating which type of results. But not again, not just in lead flow. Go and look through like which ones help you, which ones give you a better close rate, or what type of customers are coming through the different channels there to help you out there. And then if something's working and you're wanting to grow, scale by reinvesting profits into what's working. All right, and then once this is in place, once this is working, this is how you get your consistent, predictable, high quality lead flow. You have good sales processes in place. You've got things you can offer, like financing. You've got projects very similar that you can show to those people here. This is how you get away from just being focused on referrals. You can be selective. You don't have to take on every person or adjust pricing for that as well. But this is how you're going to get more predictable business growth there as well. So I would say after going through these steps in this webinar, go back and pick the highest priority things to focus on. Absolutely, if you don't have a real clear branding guideline, you can use AI to help you with a lot of that there as well. And before you start spending money on any paid ads or something like that, make sure you have CRM, make sure you have phone tracking as a minimum in place with that so that you've got that. And be realistic. Marketing is an investment, but different platforms, there's different timeline expectations there. But when it's done the right way, these things work. It's proven strategies. Okay. Now, things that I would say just to avoid and look out for as common mistakes. Don't try and do everything at once. Get that consistent branding in place. Track what is actually working. The results, we just kind of chatted through that. You can't just copy and paste what works for other industries. Our industry is so visual, so you want to lean into that. There's some real benefits to make it visual, but again, if you don't have the right content and testimonials out there, it makes your job harder to close on them there as well. And trying to do it all yourself is that. I mean, obviously, I'm very biased because we run a marketing agency for this industry as well. But, focus on the things that you do best, outsource the rest. And we can help with that if you want to jump on a call and talk through your situation. We can look at that. But some things here, set specific lead and revenue goals, the projects you want, your minimums, all of those types of things. Track those leads in place. Look through the projects that are coming through, and then you can make those bigger, longer term adjustments in terms of marketing strategy. There, do it with a strategist, do it with a marketing strategist who can walk through that with you there. And then just, yeah, another couple of core things here. Here, like, when does it, which of these steps can you do it yourself pretty easily? Which are the ones that you're going to need to, hire a professional is going to be well worth your time? Well, yeah, the real basic stuff like getting reviews, content creation, basic setups. That and most people can do that if they want with some technology and AI and things like that. But the deeper things like building out SEO optimized websites, running effective paid advertising campaigns. Typically, when I hear people say, "Hey, I tried this marketing, it didn't work," usually it's just as they don't know that there as well. And those more complex areas, you want to work with someone who actually knows the industry and knows what they're doing for that channel there, and has results to show for it, or you're going to be wasting time and money there. Is when and the good marketing is gonna give you that return and pay for it anyway, so you can focus on what you do best. So I would do this for this action steps. Look at how much time's available, the skills on your team, who you already have available to work on what they can work on. Look at what you can do internally there, and then research which areas you want to then speak to professionals about, outsource, put that criteria in place for you there. And then a couple other things just to round this out. I hope this has been helpful for everyone here. Is like I said, there's lots of different topics I've covered in more detail on our YouTube channel. So go ahead and subscribe. You'll be kept up to date, and you can spend some time going through there too. The digital copy, free digital copy of this, the book, you can get at backyardempirebook.com, or you can go to Amazon and get hard copy or a Kindle copy there too. And we talked about, yeah, listing the business online. We have a directory for the outdoor living industry called Outdoor Spaces HQ. So if you go there, you can click through and set up your free profile. You do have to verify it with the phone verification. We just make sure all the business details on there are accurate. So you can go there as well. And then the last couple of things there, if you have any questions, please do reach out. Always happy to chat. You can just you can comment on our YouTube videos, or you can give us a call on the business line. We can chat through things there as well. And then last little bits here, a little bit about the directory we talked about, a little bit about the book there as well, and then to close things out, we have a podcast as well. We love to interview people in the green industry. So if you've got a story to share and you want to put that out, we'd love to put that together. You can apply here at backyardempirepodcast.com, interview style. Tell us about your business, your journey, what's worked for you, and share that with the industry. And we'll get it all edited, put together, and then you can push that out on your social media profiles and your website. Okay, now that's everything from me. Like I said, if you want to chat to us, schedule a time there, or give us a call. I'll be happy to talk through your specific marketing situation there, do an audit of what you've got going on, and do a deep dive into that. And yeah, thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. And everyone else, hope you have a great rest of the day. We'll talk to you soon.